What's up, you guys? It's Chief. Have you guys ever heard of this story of a 20-year-old back in 2020? And her name was Kat Reston, and she was found mysteriously unalived in her bathtub after trying to put a hex on her ex-girlfriend. Have you heard of this story? It's crazy. Stay tuned. So the story starts with self-proclaimed Wiccan Kat Reston, and she decided that she wanted to put a hex on her ex-girlfriend, who happened to be black. Kat was white, and she also wanted to invoke Papa Legba. In doing this, despite having many warnings from people, of her closest friends who are also Wiccans, and also people outside of that community, in the voodoo community, in the hoodoo community, telling her that she probably shouldn't do this. So she was told by multiple sources to not invoke or not try to practice and bring in Papa Legba, because it was really dangerous. It is really dangerous to try to do that and to also try to practice voodoo as a whole when you have no experience with it, and you also have no direct lineage of ancestry that practice this type of magic. You should definitely just stay away. A little time passes, a few nights goes by, and Kat actually tries to summon Papa Legba. And Papa Legba is the gatekeeper between the living and the dead. He gives us access to different laos and to ask for different things and to have different blessings, or just to speak to the spiritual world. He is that guy. He is that guy. And he just doesn't come willingly. He has to be respected. And I know I have very intimate knowledge about Papa Legba. I work with him on almost a daily basis, and I know that he's not something that you want to mess around with. So on this night, when she tried to summon Papa Legba, she lit candles, red candles. She poured rum, which is his favorite drink. She recited a chant that she found online. 2 days after that, she posted, "Today I saw Papa Legba, and I'm scared." By the next morning after she posted that, Kat was found dead, face down in her bathtub. So, of course, the doctors called it some kind of accident, some kind of spontaneous accident with nothing. She just died in the bathtub over an anxiety attack, which no one dies from anxiety attacks. And those close to her say and swear that the candles that she was burning, those red candles, were burned out in a perfect circle, and her phone continued to receive unknown calls from an unknown number that was only marked with the crossroads as the contact's name, or as the name that was coming up. In voodoo, it is said that Papa Legba himself is the one who gets to decide who walks between worlds. And once you see him, you never return back the same way. But there's questions about, was it Papa Legba that she saw, or was it another Lao that she had seen? A few days before all of this went down, Kat actually went to a psychic and had a reading done by that psychic. That psychic came out after she learned that Kat had died, and she said that she asked Papa Legba if it were him that she had seen before her death. And Papa Legba responded it wasn't him. It was actually Papa Baron, who is the Lao of death and resurrection. And it's actually who, even though they say that it's Papa Legba on American Horror Story, it was actually Papa Baron that they had shown and that they depicted in that. And that's who the psychics say that had visited Kat before her untimely death. And another thing, just a side note, is that while doing and researching this story, I learned that she actually passed away on my birthday, which is April the 19th in 2020. I just found that a little extra just interesting. In voodoo, they say that Papa Legba is the one that decides who walks between worlds, and without his permission, it's a done deal for you. Unfortunately, it seems as though she contacted and was just dealing with something that she didn't have any experience with, and she faced the most terrible outcome from it, because she also has a young daughter, Aliyah, and now she's growing up without her mother. It's a very unfortunate case and an unfortunate situation, and I was just wondering if you guys had heard about it. I'm familiar with voodoo and all of the laos and everything. My family comes from that. I come from that, and I do know that you just have to be very, very careful, and also, above all else, respectful when you're dealing with these spirits and with this tradition. Be careful. You, not everyone is not for everyone. You know, I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's a black and white type of thing. I just think that it's more of an experience and a respectful thing. And you can't just go out there and try to off someone and not expect for that to come back on you. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. So, yeah, have you guys heard of this story? If so, let me know what you think. And I would love to continue this in the comments. Also, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and share and comment, of course. And stay tuned, because I will be posting my very first ghost hunting session soon. All right. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys very soon. Stay spooky.